Good morning. My name is Jay. My teammates and I had chosen North Stradbroke Island as the destination for our field trip. Tourism development has been the process of establishing and maintaining a tourism industry in North Stradbroke Island. The study is going to develop a critical appreciation of environmental factors important for tourism development. It will also include the impact of tourism activities and recommend solutions to the issues. Then legislation and government-led management aspects of tourism and the environment have been included in this study. The study is going to review green tourism practices for the achievement of sustainable tourism. There have been various environmental factors important for tourism development, including climate, temperature, and so on. Tourism development has been bringing economic benefits to the communities through job creation and increased income in the context to social impact. Infrastructure development has also been an important environmental factor that influences tourism development. Drivers of tourism activities include economic development, improved networks, and marketing efforts. Green tourism practices have also been essential for achieving sustainable tourism to minimize and negative impact of tourism on the environment. Climate change has been the crucial environmental factor that impacts tourism development as climate change possesses a significant threat to the condition with risks in temperature and changing precipitation. The natural landscape and ecosystem of destinations has been another factor that impacts tourism development by leading to pollution, habitat destruction, and loss of biodiversity. Biophysical impacts tourism also has social impacts on local communities. It has been leading to social and cultural change that disrupts local traditions and ways of life. It has been identified that tourism has grown back to hit 1 trillion US dollars in 2022 and has been growing 50% as compared to 2021. The drivers such as increased disposable income and improvised transportation network lead to an increase in tourism arrivals and subsequent increase in tourism activities. Habitat destruction has been an issue of tourism development that results in the loss of biodiversity and disruption of ecosystems. This can be mitigated through implementing legislation policies and guidelines in North Stradbroke Island. Pollution has been the major environmental impact of tourism development due to increased waste generation, improper waste disposal, and pollution from transportation. This can be mitigated through promoting recycling, proper waste disposal, and reducing single use plastics. Tourism activities have been leading to changes in local cultures and traditions. It can be mitigated through promoting community based tourism initiatives that allow visitors to engage with local cultures. Legislation has been important aspect of tourism to protect areas and conservation measures. The government has been establishing programs to reduce the impacts of tourism on environmental factors. In terms of social impacts, the government has been playing a role in ensuring that local communities benefit from tourism development. The government can invest in infrastructure development in rural areas to spread the benefits of tourism across North Stradbroke Island. Green tourism practices have helped reduce the carbon footprint of the tourism industry. It has been identified that the tourism industry has been generating 8% of carbon emissions that impacts climate changes. Green tourism has helped promote the protecting of natural resources through reducing water and energy pollution and sustainable transportation. Green tourism has helped generate income and employment opportunities for residents. It helps alleviate poverty and improve the overall well-being of the communities. The Government of Australia has been establishing the Tourism Australia Act of 2004 to set limits on the practices of tourism. In tourism activities, the government plays an important role in protecting sensitive habitats and cultural sites from excessive developments. Governments established monitoring systems to assess the environmental and social impacts of tourism activities that require intervention and improvements. The legislation has been reinforced with regulations through inspection, penalties, and fines for non compliant businesses. Tourism development has been putting pressure on the ecosystem, which leads to habitat destruction, pollution, and loss of biodiversity. Infrastructure development has been an important environmental factor that influences tourism development. Overuse of resources has led to over extraction of resources, depletion of water resources, and increased energy consumption. Developing strategies to mitigate the impacts of tourism activities can bring economic benefits to communities through job creation and increased income. Sustainable infrastructure practices have been used to minimize resource consumption and ensure long term sustainability. There have been various issues associated with tourism development, including pollution, habitat destruction, overuse of resources, and over tourism. These can be mitigated through developing sustainable practices and encouraging environmentally friendly transportation options. There has been a limited understanding of the mechanism in the previous research that has been considered a literature gap. There has been less clarity of evidence related to tourism development that has been considered as literature gap.
The method is important in tourism research to provide a clear path to make the research manageable and effective. In this case, the identification of the main topics such as sustainable tourism or North Stradbroke Island is one of the main works for the development of research. Besides this, significant information has been collected based on the location of North Stradbroke, such as environmental, social, and cultural approaches. In addition to this, important environmental factors have been identified to assess the significance of biophysical impacts on tourism. The information has been collected from authentic resources such as journals, articles, newspapers, and books related to sustainable tourism. Therefore, required data has been gathered from the relevant cited sources to identify the various perspectives of the research and a depth of understanding in the tourism field. The primary data collection method refers to the procedure of collecting data directly from first-hand sources. Hence, the study has focused on the research method of field research to generate the main outcomes of the environmental values of the tourism of North Stradbroke Island. Hence, the planning, tools, resources, and report have been included for the collection of primary data and analysis of the results of the test. Besides this, proper protocol of the research have been followed to collect prominent data on the tourist places. In addition to this data has been collected as the primary data collection method for analysis of the data significantly and provided support to the further research process. Hence, it has been recognized that the primary data collection method has helped to conclude the research such as sustainable approaches to tourism. Field research has been conducted based on the natural environment and real world aspect in which there has been any tempering environment and variables. Hence, the data has been collected based on the ancillary topics such as the sustainable factors impact on tourism. Therefore, field research has been collected to yield detailed information associated with North Stradbroke Island. In addition to this, field research has been conducted to emphasize the relevance and role of the social context of tourism and uncover the social facts which would not be immediately obvious through which the research patents would be aware. Apart from this, it has been found that the field research has delivered an effective context in which the data has been analyzed in a significant manner to the setting, individuals, and interactions. The field research has provided reliability and higher ecological validity towards the research. Direct observation is one of the significant process of methods that have been conducted based on close and visual observation. Hence, the observation has been recorded effectively based on the guided protocol for identification of any barriers to generalizing the outcome of a sustainable approach on North Stradbroke Island. Besides this, the participant observation has been taken to develop a better depth of understanding of the research study, and this type of observation has developed in proper field notes through the experience of the island. The categorizations of codes and identification of any themes regarding sustainable tourism have been effective in generating an understanding of social and environmental factors. In this context, participant observation is important to say along with the main subject and experiences. Direct observation has been categorized based on the codes and that has further helped to develop themes for critical analysis. Qualitative field research has been conducted to achieve an inside view regarding the community of North Stradbroke Island to generate the main interest in the topic. Hence, it has been found that the field research is effective for the determination of the result and validity aligning with the research topic. Moreover, the field research has enabled the research study to select sensible questions such as environmental factors, green approaches, and government led management to examine the main cultural context beyond the topic. In addition to this, field research has been effective in the corrections of errors and experiments in artificial situations in which the research cannot generate the main outcomes. Apart from this, field research has collected the raw data from the outside to recognize the natural surrounding and the significant way for the particular scenarios. This has developed critical findings for the result.
There have been significant environmental factors to lead the growth of tourism development, and the good climate of North Stradbroke Island has been identified as one of the most significant environmental factors for tourism development to attract tourists. Besides this, more than 100 wetlands and freshwater lakes have contained effective groundwater resources that have been assessed through the local communities. Therefore, another important environmental factor is that it is one of the largest sand islands in the world that offers a wide range of experiences such as effective land-based whale watching. It has been found that the island has protected the natural vegetation as well as marine life, which are significant factor of environmental sustainability for the tourism development in the islands. On the other hand, other environmental factors including exotic wildlife, culture and higher scenic value for tourism development attract more tourists. It has been found that tourist destinations such as North Starbrook Island have been adversely affected by climate change. Therefore, the abundant diversity of wildlife, rich indigenous culture, and laid back sense of the community have been identified as the main social impacts of North Starbrook Island. The relationship with the island dates back thousands of years, and the island has become rich in traditional culture. North Stradbroke Island has focused on biodiversity in terms of over 120 species of coral recorded inshore and offshore that have delivered a significant impact on tourism. Besides this, the island has been effective for the improvement of standards of living and preservation of the local culture. The island has been recognized as a slender beach which has been exposed to various environmental and health challenges for decades. In this case, it has been found that the lack of poor vegetation management has effective tourism development to reduce the number of tourists nowadays. Hence, the potential for flooding on North Stradbroke Island is one of the main results of the tidal inundation which has been caused by storm side. In addition to this, flood hazards and tidal surges have affected the north side of the island from the point of Amity along with the areas of Finder's Beach to the point of Lookout. In this case, it can be recommended to focus on sustainable management such as waste treatment to overcome this issue of polluted water and erosion as well as installation of proper flood defenses to mitigate flood. The island has been protective based on the protection and sustainability which has been unique. Therefore, its main objective is to focus on the substantial and mining regarding the region of North Starbrook Island based on the specific deadline. The government has been committed to phasing out the sand mining on the island by 2019 and expanding the existing industries on the island to ensure a sustainable and strong economy for all communities who have lived and worked here. Besides this, the government's approach regarding the sustainability has helped attract more tourists to a particular island. Apart from this, the government-led management aspects and legislation have been significant for the environment of North Island to maintain the duties and obligations in prevention of contamination and environmental harm. The government is committed to phasing out the sand mining in the areas of North Stradbroke Island in the year of 2019. Therefore, the tourism destination has focused on the environmentally friendly activities of tourism regarding the different meanings and focuses. Therefore, the area has developed environment friendly tourism and delivers services to the tourist to maintain environmentally friendly approaches. In addition to this, it has focused on ecological sustainable development based on initiatives including the Greenhouse Action Plan for Tourism. Apart from this, the Sustainable Tourism Committee of North Starbrook Island has taken the action of making plastic bags free as well as maintaining marine wildlife in the location. The tourism committee has maintained the cultural diversity of the local community and decreased the level of greenhouse gases to enhance local employment opportunities in achieving sustainable tourism.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Oh, my